Kristy Wallace making headlines. An announcement that shocked the WNBA and the world. Let's talk about it. So if you watch this Indiana Fever team early on in the season, there's two names that you quickly got familiarized with, and that was Grace Berger and Kristy Wallace. You know, these two seen a considerable amount of playtime early on. That was way before Lexi Hull turned it all the way up, and they were quickly forgotten because honestly, even though they were recognized for their hustle, they just didn't have that oomph that Lexi Hull does, and they definitely weren't the scorers that Lexi Hull is. Well, today, Kristy Wallace made an announcement that kind of shocked the dub and the world. She decided that she will not be playing in the 2025 season. That is kind of crazy. Opting to not play. Wild. She did make a statement, and this is what she had to say. This has not been an easy decision for me, but one that I make knowing it is and what is in my best interest at this time, Wallace said. I would like to thank the Fever organization for working with me throughout this process, giving me both time and consideration, and for their support of my decision. I look forward to cheering the team on from afar during this upcoming season. Wow. A little bit of a shocker, boys. A little bit of a shocker. I think in a world of free rides, she could have rode that bench, gotten herself a ring, a free paycheck, and sailed off into the sunset. So how about a round of applause for Kristy Wallace recognizing, I mean, let's be honest, I think any athlete would say to herself, I'm probably not going to see any hours this year. Once Lexi turned it on, I got dumped. Now we have all these other players, guard Sydney Colson. I'm supposed to compete with that, and Caitlin Clark, and Kelsey Mitchell, and Sophie Cunningham, and then Duana Bonner, point forward. Sheesh. I think she's making a great decision. I think she's making probably the best decision for her professional career. She's quite popular in Australia, to be honest with you. She's been chosen and represented Australia in the Olympics. She's already played on the Melbourne Boomers. Yeah, boy. And she would potentially make just as much money, if not more, in the NBL. Let's be honest. Gabby Williams was a player that was a little bit controversial because she spoke out against the W, called out the commissioner, because saying that the commissioner told players that they could make up to $700K, which was definitely a lie. My goodness. Have you ever looked to see how much the NBL players can make? In the 2024-25 season, the minimum salary for Australian basketball players in the NBL is $79K plus. And the maximum salary cap for a team is over $1.9 million. The top players earn between $400K and $1 million per season. That's crazy. Want to know what's more crazy? I think Caitlin Clark is going to be the player that pushes the WNBA into those kind of contracts. Crazy. This is a no-brainer for Kristy Wallace. If she wants to get picked up by another team next year in the offseason, it's in her best interest to play in the NBL so that way she could showcase her skill sets and prove that she can still ball out, man. Because she obviously has some worth to some teams, but it was a little too late to let her go and for her to get picked up. So I think it's kind of dope, and I'm hoping that the Indiana Fever organization took her aside and was like, this is the reality of your situation. It may be in your best interest to not play this season, make money overseas, and potentially set yourself up to get a contract next year if that's what you're trying to do, because there's no way you're going to get any minutes behind this squad that's like heavy with guards. You know what I mean? Yeah. The Indiana Fever traded the rights to their first round draft pick in the Sophie Cunningham acquisition. So unfortunately, we ain't going to see a first round rookie that may have the potential for a contract. And I don't think the rookie class coming into next year is going to be strong enough deep into that second round. I mean, so what does this mean for the Indiana Fever team? Well, they definitely have a little more cap space. I think they had like $30K in the bank. And so this frees up another $80K, putting them over $100K, around $110, $112K. And that sets them up to sign Jaylen Brown, because currently Jaylen Brown is under a camp contract. So if they were going to try and sign her, they were going to have to free up a little bit of money, and they just did that. So kudos to Indiana for, unfortunately, getting rid of a player that was a hustler, man. And I did like her. I liked her scrappiness. Even though, we didn't see her, once Lexi turned on, but I applaud Kristy Wallace, man, for being a hardworking baller for the Indiana Fever, and we wish her well, man. But let's also applaud the Indiana Fever for washing their hands of one of the last players of that I can't make a layup era. And let's move into the future with this Caitlin Clark-led monster of a squad and get that ring. Cha-ching! I'm Frankie Fingers, your host of the Vibe Sports Talk, and I'm out. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Peace.